I've experienced in like 10, 20 hours of playing. It's like insane. Like the game, when you alt tab, to go on the desktop or whatever, there's a 90% chance it will crash if you're not pressing escape.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just so many bugs everywhere, but
So, mate, you've been working on a bit of a project on the old legacy mod. I see we've got a poll here from you. I'll just share my screen so you can all see this. But this is a bit of a passion project. In the back of my mind, I've got to be honest, mate. Are you recreating the original map?
no. But honestly, I wish. I wish it was possible. I mean, it's possible, but it's gonna take a lot of time, especially with like even with the DayZ editor, it's not gonna be a easy task.
You're not lying.
Anything is possible. Yeah.
You're not lying to us,
Uh,
are you? And you're just going to drop it on the community and.
Maybe in the future, but it's not possible yet to change the terrain. So
Yep. You could always just build the terrain.
yeah, that was my idea, but I can't do it, but it's gonna take me so much time. Maybe we can build like a team, or
I think there would definitely be interest in that. Mark, you?
It would be cool, yeah. There is a old school version of the DayZ map out there, but I think it's the Arma 2 version.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. And it's like houses are clipping through the ground.
Yes.
And everything like that. And
it doesn't have the care and attention that DOJ puts into his work.
Yeah, but it would be cool to see the 0.62 version of the map. Yeah, for sure.
I've jumped on it myself, and it was fun just running through old Berezino and old Cherno and old Electro and things like that. It was just there was only one server up that I could find, and had no one on it, but I still just enjoyed just for the sheer shits and giggles of it, just the running around and having a look at the old DayZ map.
Oh yeah. If you want to take a look, this is like a comparison between the old and new Cherno, like the 6.2 Cherno and 1.1.
Wow. Jesus.
I had so many memories in old Cherno, though. It was like a bit of a stomping ground. We used to, back in the early days of DayZ standalone, we used to spend a lot of time in Cherno. Don't know why. I think it was Triple Yellow and Blue Square. They were just such iconic buildings, and the sniper battles and all the rest of it. It was just, it was so much fun. So much fun. I love the new map. Don't get me wrong. You know what Adam did with the new upgrades is amazing, and it was great to get something new in, an injection of something new in something old that we all loved. But I still feel, even if Bohemia were to release it as a DLC themselves, and maybe a free DLC to the community, the old Legacy map would be so popular.
Oh yeah, I mean, even like when you go west on a 0.62, it's like there's nothing interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna send you another link. So what you see in red are, I mean, if I'm correct, everything in red are modifications. So
yep.
Jeez. Wow.
So
one thing I was a fan of DOJ with the work they did was this whole remapping of the western corridor of the map. They just made it such a beautiful area, from those forests or deforested areas with the dead pine trees and a few intermittent buildings all sparsely located up and down the side of the map here. It was just it was absolutely beautiful. The canal, or not the canal, the big stream and the ravines, and they did a beautiful job out there. Beautiful job out there.
Yeah, I went back. Yeah.
Are those dead trees on that western side? Is that meant to? Are they just dead for no reason, or is there a story kind of behind it?
I mean, I guess it's like a fire. There was like a fire.
I suppose, right? Yeah.
It's
cool. Like,
I really think they need to work on the lore. Do some official lore videos for DayZ, because that episode way back with
Is it like
excuse
Longfoot or?
yeah, Lightfoot, Matt Lightfoot.
Yeah.
We got to see some of the original lore for DayZ, but I still think that's an area that they could work on. It probably never assume it'll only make an ass out of you, me, but it probably wouldn't cost too much to do up some videos. Just giving a bit of a backstory to DayZ. The old school people know it, but a lot of people coming into it, they don't even realise that DayZ set 2 years after the outbreak. They don't realise that survivors were immune to the virus, because you constantly see comments from people saying, maybe if you got bitten, there's a chance you get infected. And the law, as I understood it, is that you're immune to the virus. That's why you survived. I don't know. There's something to be said for the old stuff. But tell us about this exciting project you're working on, mate. I saw you asking for some editing advice for videos in chat.
So I decided to make a review of 6.2 because I don't know, like there's a lot of people who still say that 0.62 was like the best version of DayZ, and I mean, I still think it's a great version, but it's definitely not what people think it is anymore.
It's like they say, you're viewing it with rose-tinted glasses. It's saying, basically that you're looking back at it with old memories. It's like when you break up with a chick, you generally break up for a very good reason, but sure enough, you're going to start missing her. Years down the line, you'll forget why you broke up with her. But yeah, it's.
I mean,
just
all the bugs I've experienced in like 10-20 hours of playing, it's like insane. Like the game, when you alt tab, to go on the desktop or whatever, there's a 90% chance it will crash if you're not pressing escape.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just so many bugs everywhere, but I mean, I still like it, but yeah, people definitely forgot what it used to be.
Is there, out of curiosity, how are you reviewing the game? Or like 0.62, are you running a version of 0.62 on your PC?
So I kept my backups, like the original files before it got updated.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no more questions.
Okay.
I mean, okay, I'm running a non-legit server files, but whatever,
Yeah, I getcha.
Shh!
I'm not.
Don't tell anyone. Don't worry, mate. The devs don't watch this podcast, mate. You'll be fine.
Oh man, even if you go like on DayZ SA right now and you go in the filters and you check for the version, you can see like 0.62.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so
even Foxy's saying in chat you can get it easy enough. But the poll results, to all the DayZ veterans out there, I have a question. What version would you rather play on? 0.62 Legacy or current versions? The only issue I had with the question is it's such a broad scope. Are you talking about the map? Are you talking about the mechanics of the game back then? Because there's a lot of things people forget. But I've even said myself, there's a certain beauty to. I watched that video of my mate Booney in a melee battle with someone, and they're doing the old circle dance, and they're both chopping at each other, and it was just, there was a certain just something nice about it. As opposed to what we've got now. But what we've got now is superior, but there was still something good about the legacy engine.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the reason I ask is because like I just want to know what people think is best, in general, not precisely like, I just want to know if people would prefer playing on a legacy or the current versions.
I like what Foxy just wrote in chat. I don't think anybody votes for the legacy being better, more enjoyable or fun. Yeah.
Honestly, like I would agree on this one. Like when I play on 6.2, like I don't know, even being alone on the server, it's just so fun. Like,
yep.
There's like something to it that can't be described. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe there's a video for you, Marks. Work with DOJ and do a video on how to play 0.62 Legacy. If it can be done, if there's servers that are listed.
That's the problem. So
Yeah.
I asked Samurai on his stream one day, and he said like making a video on 6.2 is not recommended, I think, but I mean, I'm gonna
if I
try
got-
it. Why not?
Yeah, if I got the permission, yeah, I'd make one, no problem. I'd love to go back and make a video on it, but I don't want to risk getting
Yeah, I mean,
striked or whatever,
the way I do it, like I'm not gonna explain how to do it, like how to play on
No, I
6.2
wouldn't either.
again. Like,
Mm.
of course, I got my files, my backups, and I'm not gonna share them publicly.
Mhm.
And same for the server files, like it's not something you can share like this. So
Maybe
don't know.
I'll send a message later on and see what I can do, but it's probably going to be a no.
Yeah.
But
Sorry. So what exactly is this video going to be about?
Oh well, it's just like going back on 6.2 and seeing like the differences, like what changed or what could be changed to make the current versions better. That's pretty much what it is, to sum it up,
And anything that really stands out to you?
I mean, not really. I don't know. It's like it's kind of a mixed bag. Like there's a lot of stuff in 6.2 that I just want to see mixed with the current stuff. Like the movements, for example, in 6.2 they're like super clunky, and I mean you remember how it was, But in the current version, it's like way too quick, fast, and I don't like it. So most of the stuff I would like to mix them together.
Yep.
And that's one thing that comes back a lot in the video. But I mean, you'll see. Like I'm almost done on it. So
Awesome. I do agree with Rag Tyson. Belota airstrip. That really broke my heart because Belota is was one of my, and well, kind of still is one of my favourite locations on the map. But that new airstrip is terrible. Same as the Northeast Airfield. The new airstrip there is terrible. There's no reason for people to go there. The Northeast Airfield, used to be such a hive of activity. From people up on Sniper Hill. There was only a few little buildings there. The hangars and the little shed and the ATC, but it was still such a hive of activity. And now it's just this desolate, wasted part of the map. The only reason people ever go there is if someone builds a base there. It saddens me.
This is a question for Dance Jesus. Since you have like those files and stuff, and you have technically the old map, don't you? Like the old 0.62 map.
yep.
Is it not possible to port that map to the current engine or version of the game
Licensing.
and then have it
There's
what?
no way.
Sorry?
The license.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
license.
TOS. Yeah.
Right.
Sadly, I would have done it a long time ago, though.
Yeah, that would have been cool to see if you could have gotten that exact map on today's engine.
Because it's one of the biggest places that. How many requests have you had from people to do remapping of the Northeast Airfield, DOJ?
Actually, not that many. It's mostly
Really?
like yeah, it's mostly like military bases, like the small ones, like VMC.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Kamensk or Kamenka, whatever it is. I think I've got Mishkino a few times, and it's mostly like traders as well. So
VMC was a funny change as well, wasn't it? The other one that disappointed me a bit was Mishkino, the old Mishkino tents. Another, used to be a hive. Like I remember watching the Running Man back in the day. It seemed like nearly every single stream he would end up in a counter sniper battle with someone around Mishkino tents. I avoided the place like the plague. It scared the shit out of me because I can't PvP to fucking save myself. But I would still, on occasion, go in there, and the whole time you were in Mishkino, it was one of the best locations for that fear that fear factor from DayZ. You know, you didn't know if there was someone on the east hill. You didn't know if there was someone on the west hill. You didn't know if there was someone else coming in to loot. It was just one of the scariest places on the map. And then they did the rework of it, and it's still a great place, but it just doesn't have that same vibe to it.
Feeling, yeah. I was
Yeah.
there recently, and like you can still technically snipe down into that as well with the kind of tree line that's there, but it's not as scary as it once was.
Yeah. There was some epic videos back in the day of people having fights at Mishkino tents.
Yeah, I remember like every time you went on Twitch in the DayZ section, you could look like on the first two lines, and there was always one guy camping Mishkino or like looting, you know. Now, like,
Yeah.
Yep.
even trying to, even in videos, you don't even see Mishkino anymore, so that's kind of sad.
No, you don't. It's almost like it's a forgotten location on the map.
Yeah.
You know, occasionally I've been killed there a couple of times by other players and that, but more often than not, it's just, you know, it used to be a hive for activity, but yeah, just Foxy has really got to be in his bonnet about the Northwest Airfield. I like what they did with the Northwest Airfield, but I still preferred the older one. You know, they made it a much more interesting location, but the old one, again, maybe it's rose-tinted glasses for me. It just had so many epic battles, just the layout of it, you know, people camping the South Hill to snipe down and being able to have firefights across the airfield. And, you know, I've got a memory of my mate Vanguard. We did a little mini Survivor game style event, and he crawled on his belly all the way to the ATC, because that was how you won. You had to be in the ATC or at the end of the time frame. And yeah, he crawled his way across that airfield on his guts. And yeah, just, what about yourself, Marks? Did you have any memories there?
Yeah, it was always a cool spot, but like I remember going back when that old kind of version of Northwest Airfield was there, and it's cool to go back on. But again, after a little while, you've had your look at it, it's brought back all these memories. Then it kind of gets a bit boring again. And I like the new Northwest Airfield personally. I don't see it to be that bad. But everybody has opinions, and not they?
Yeah, like I said, I like it, but it's just, I do miss the old Northwest Airfield. But again, you know, it'd be interesting, DOJ, if someone did do a decent 0.62 map remake to see what people who never got to play 0.62 think of it. You know, if it was done as an official, it'd be great to see what the console community think of it. You know, these people who never experienced the old map having what's essentially a new map for them, see what they think of it, because we're all obviously, we have our perceptions from having grown up and played the game, but yeah, I'd be very interested in that, DOJ.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's one thing I didn't like. It was completely flat, and you could get sniped from from anywhere, and that was kind of a problem to me. But I do miss it, yeah, because I mean there was like always like fights happening.
Yeah.
There was always gunfights, and right now I think Northwest is like too big for the size of the map, the current one.
It is a very big area, very
Yeah.
big area. But I don't think if the map wasn't updated when they brought it to 0.63, I don't think the game would have been as popular as it is right now. People would have got bored of it very quickly, I think personally. It'd be cool to see what that map does to like server performance. Would it make it any better because there's less stuff? Like
That is interesting.
stuff like that to spawn.
Probably. I mean, I remember Sumrak saying on his stream that when he made Northwest Airfield, he ran out of capacity, or like amount of resources he could place.
Yep.
So he had to stop. But yeah,
Really?
I mean, I guess you would get more performances on a client side at least.
Yeah.
That's a good little image I've got there. Northwest Airfield after 0.62, the real life Northwest Airfield, and the Northwest Airfield before 0.62.
Yeah.
Again,
I've
didn't
landed
realise
on
it was based on a real location.
Yeah,
I would not know
if
how
you
to
go-
pronounce that, but
if you go on the real life channels on Google Maps, you can go on the right for a few miles, and it's actually located like there.
mm-hmm.
It's like a few minutes of fly from Chernarus, so that's kind of cool. I landed on that runway in a flight simulator.
Really.
Yeah, that's so cool. You can see the bunkers and everything.
Yep. That is pretty damn cool. That is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.